Good afternoon, class, and welcome to your virtual course, Math 60, Calculus 1. I had sent several emails before the class started. I hope you've had a chance to explore your Canvas. The first one is, and I have the numbers here. So number one, there was a welcome message. I welcome you to this course, and I'm very happy to have you here. Number two is the class philosophy, which basically says this is a community. We are here to help one another and learn from each other, and we're going to do it with the utmost respect. Number three is the announcements. If I put this in student view, as far as the announcements are concerned, you can click on this green one, or on the left side, left navigation bar on this one. If you click on this one, make sure the section number doesn't change. Otherwise, there's a broken link. So what did I have here? I had some recorded orientation for a similar course, then welcome and orientation telling you when the orientation takes place, exemption to orientation. There were some students who were asking about this, and I was surprised because I had sent the information. And also, welcome to your virtual course. There were several emails. I hope you've had a chance to explore this. Now, number four. Number four, we follow these steps. So I'm going to quickly tell you what these steps are. We're going to get the syllabus. We're going to go to the modules. Under the modules, we find the homework and quizzes done in Webassign, discussion forum, exams. And at the bottom, notice I have the office hours here for you. So let's start with the syllabus. I know it's getting way too long nowadays, the syllabi, so I have them in this format so you can go to the topic of interest. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes covering the whole thing for you just to be on the safe side. So we have the section number, student learning outcomes, the text. All you need is the Webassign code, class calendar. The way I've set it up is obviously this is the orientation and you're here, but every exam takes place on Saturdays. The reason why, because I want you to be relaxed and take the exam and do an A1 job on that. The day before the exam, on Fridays, we have the exam review, but everything is recorded and posted. In case you can't make it, that's fine. That's why I want to explain this part. First and foremost, there's no proctorio exam. I'm going to assume everybody's here to learn, so we don't need a proctorio. Attending review session is highly recommended to succeed in this course. However, all exam reviews are recorded and posted under the recorded practice test lecture tab in Canvas. And I will be available if you have a question. All exams expire at 11:59, but you really want to start early because an exam takes 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So you want to give yourself enough time to nail the exam. Otherwise, you will not have time to finish it. Meetings, important dates, calculators. You may need a graphing calculator, but most exams, you can use a scientific calculator. The tech support for Webassign and Campus is here. Math Success Center, also MSC, the Math Tutoring Center. There are other helpful websites and our grading policy. This is extremely important to pay attention to. Your online homework is 200 points. Normally in the past, people received 95%, even higher, because you can redo them as long as it's done before the due date. And I highly recommend you do it on a daily basis, meaning one section per day to be successful. You get the credit for it. The quizzes, you have only one attempt. We have the review participation discussion board, 50 points. There are 5 of them, 10 points each. I'll go over that and I'll show you. There are 4 exams, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one is 100 points, and the comprehensive final, 300 points. Now, sometimes students hear comprehensive and they get scared. There's nothing to worry about. All you have to do is study the previous 4 exams and the new material to get ready for the final. And 90%, that means 900 points or more, is an A. 80%, that means 800 or more, is a B, so on and so forth. There is no makeup exam. If something comes up, you can let me know. If there's a proper documentation, I will give you a makeup exam. Other than that, the first 4 exams, I will replace the worst exam with the final, as long as the final is B or 80% or higher. Homework, quiz, and discussion board grades are all great. That means that 95% or higher. And this action will result in a higher letter grade, all of the above. There is no late work. There's a 10% penalty for some of the assignments if you do it late, but there's no late work for discussion forum, quizzes, or exams. How much time do I need to succeed? I refer you to CSU LB 30, study 36, which says we need 3 hours per unit. That means we need 15 hours for this class outside the classroom to be successful. Students who don't start the class immediately, by that I mean registering and starting with Webassign, and miss the first assignment or the first or the second exam will be dropped. Then I have more useful information such as DSPS, financial aid. Summary steps to success, it's very simple. Study the PowerPoints in each module, do the homework in a timely fashion, practice test, discussion forum, quizzes, and if there's a question, you can send me via email, either in Canvas or campus email. Attend the review session or watch the recording and take the exams. Here's the office hours. I want to again show you that you can find this at the bottom of the home page, as well as your syllabus. It was important that you don't miss that. That's why I put it in both places. A time frame for exam and inquiries. Normally, I answer my emails within 24 hours, as some of you have already seen. And I have a more helpful websites, basic needs, Justice Scholar program, and this is important, netiquette for online learning. So how do we behave online? Just the way we behave in any social setting and any classes. We want to show that we are professional and we are courteous and we use correct spelling and grammar. This is a college course. We want to use a positive tone and follow the discussion board guidelines. And the bottom line, we want to really be respectful of everyone. That's the bottom line as far as the syllabus is concerned. Going back to the home page, the syllabus. The next one is the calendar. The calendar basically tells us when the exam is and what sections we should cover. As long as we stick with this, if we are a section ahead, we are in good shape. If we get behind, we may not be able to catch up. So this is a calendar of events and the sections that you want to cover. So going back to the home page, after the syllabus, we see the modules, which has also the homework and quizzes. I will quickly show you. The very first thing is this one. As a student, when you go there, it'll let you register. It may be, because it has my information, it may be confused right now, but I'm going to repeat. You go here and start registering. You don't need anything else. Okay. I will come back to it to show you Webassign in a moment. Then we have exam 1 module, exam 2, exam 3, exam 4, and then module 5. So to get ready for the final, all you have to do is study from the previous exams, and then you can cover this module. This is chapter reviews. This is an additional resource. Chapter 1 is here and the review. The synopsis of the chapter is given here. And this is exactly what some of you may need to catch up and get ready for calculus. So I can't emphasize this enough. The first chapter gives you the synopsis of what you need before you start calculus. Again, we go back to the modules and the end of the page. So right here, you have reviews of each chapter, and the first one is what you need to get started with pre-calculus stuff, if you will. I hope everybody's clear as to what I'm referring to here. Now, going back to the modules, again, I want to go to the bottom. The next one is a graphing calculator. I have some information about the graphing calculator here. And take a look. What's interesting, not only I have the online, the TI calculator commands, take a look at the after the first page. Right here, I have the information. There's a YouTube video that will help you get what we call an emulator. If it works out, and sometimes it doesn't, you get this calculator. Okay, so I hope everybody is following that. So this is another resource. It's free. There are other calculators here, if you notice, that are also free. In other words, I don't want you to pay a penny for anything, including your calculator. So we do have scientific calculators, graphing calculators that are also free. This is an example of that. This is another example of that. And the last one is a scientific calculator. So free calculators. Let's go back to the modules. And again, at the bottom, we have the information about TI calculator. And before that, review of each chapter. The first chapter will help you get ready for calculus in case you haven't had math for some time. Otherwise, you need to go to exam 1 module and study the PowerPoints for that. So what do you find before that? You find what is called pre-calculus review diagnostic tests. Again, I highly recommend you look at that and make sure you have the questions, you have the keys. Make sure you're comfortable with that. Therefore, you're ready to start the calculus course. Again, what do you find in the beginning? It's a diagnostic test. You have the questions and you have the keys at the end. Okay, so we do have the keys. All right, going back to the modules. What comes next? The PowerPoints. So we start with chapter 2, and here's the first section. If you download this and put it in slide mode, what happens when we come across, there's some reviews. When we come across a topic, it will not give you the whole page. It will go step by step. For example, if you are looking at this example, right now you see one page, but if you download it, put it in slide mode, it gives you step-by-step solution. So it makes a perfect sense that we have it in that format. I can't emphasize this enough. So every section is here, so you can study them one by one. As you're done with 2.1, you can do the homework and quiz for 2.1. You go to 2.2, you do the same thing, 2.3, so on and so forth. So as long as you watch these PowerPoints, you probably don't need to do anything else to get ready to take the homework and quizzes. So again, under the modules, the first one is Math 60, which refers to where you go to Webassign and you have to register. Exam 1 module, exam 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have chapter reviews. These are the reviews that you, again, need to be very comfortable with. The first one is to get you ready for calculus. The rest of them are for the exams. So going back to the home page, I want to look at the discussion for it. Then I come back to the modules and look at the Webassign. So what do we find under the discussion forum? Number one, student bios. So here's mine as a sample. If you put your bios, your fellow students get to know you, that would be fantastic. And if you want to reply to anybody, please do so with utmost respect. The next one is a frequently asked questions. I'm going to make some changes here because this is my open math. I got to go to Webassign. Some text support. So I need to actually make some changes for the frequently asked questions. Now, the rest of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are the ones that are graded. Each one is worth 10 points, and those are easy points. So take a look. You want to follow the instruction. You're required to post at least one question and its solution. The question must be chosen from the topics covered in this module. So whatever we cover in this module, a question of your own choosing from any source per grading policy in the syllabus, you must read all the posts and make sure not to duplicate any questions. Similar questions are acceptable. For example, you're looking at a specific topic and you have a similar question, but it's not identical, that's fine. Let's say you're talking about optimization, which is not this module, by the way. All right, so step one, read all the posts, questions and solutions posted by others first. And pick a question to post. A question with one word, one line, solution or definition is not acceptable. If you do this right, you get 5 points. So for this one, you want to write the question, copy down the question, show all steps using either math equation editor or embed an image solution. The next part, find a similar question online or on YouTube, something similar to that, so that will help you learn more and your fellow students. That is a 3 point. And finally, you want to comment on or explain at least one classmate question. So what do we do here? Explain about that question and what you learned from it and outline a few steps. A compliment is nice, but it's not a comment. If you said, okay, the question was really good, I learned a lot, that's not what I'm looking for. That is 2 points, the total of 10 points. Normally in the past, students had a very easy time to get all those 10 points. Going back to the discussion, when you finish the first module discussion, you know exactly what to do with the rest of them. The rest of them repeat. You do the same thing for the same specific module. So going back to the home page, we've covered everything. I want to quickly show you the Webassign. Let me leave the student view. So under the modules, if you click on this, you have to register. And when you register, it takes you to Webassign. So right here, as you can see, we have the homework quiz, and look at the due date. The due date for each and every one of them is 9/16. Please do not wait until then. You will be behind. My assumption is you are going to do one per day. Worst case scenario, every other day. Otherwise, you will not make it. And if the first one is not done pretty fast, I'm going to assume you are not going to do your work and I'm going to drop the students. On the left side, you have the ebook. It may take some time based on the speed of the internet to show up. So until it shows up. So I hope you can see that how this thing works. You start a homework. And start working on it. All right, so that one, maybe it worked out. Yeah, okay. So it gives you the chapters. For example, you click on chapter. If you want to read, you can do it here. We have the chapter 1 here with various sections. Of course, chapter 2, chapter 3, so on and so forth. So this is how you get to Webassign. You can start the ebook and read it, or all you have to do under the modules, watch my PowerPoints. Watch my PowerPoints. So watch this first PowerPoint with details. Go to Webassign. You can do this homework. When you're done and you're comfortable with that, take the quiz. Not all sections have a quiz. Most of them do. So a quick recap. You go to the home page of Canvas. You have a welcome message, class philosophy, announcements. And by the way, on the week of the exam, you will receive an announcement regarding the exam and the password. Number 4, we went over the syllabus. Under the modules, you can find Webassign, homework and quizzes, and exams. Under the discussion forum, you want to go with module 1 and start putting a similar question that you find from a source of your choosing, 10 points each. So what else do we have here? On the left navigation bar, there are two things. There is this Math Success Center. This is a tutoring center. I highly recommend you explore that. They do have tutoring available. They do have a free calculator loan program, but I have told you and I've shown you how to get a free calculator. So I hope that works out for you. So that's the Math Success Center or the Math Tutoring Center. Also, they have a net tutor, which is available after hours. Going back, left navigation bar, here's the recorded practice test lectures. And when you go there, you find my YouTube lectures. So I have the YouTube lectures here. Okay. And this is done at a different time, basically the same stuff, starting with chapter 1. So I want to make sure everybody understands the difference between the two. This one is from chapter 1 to chapter 5, and then I've added chapter 6. This one also has chapter 1, but different timing. So it is up to you which one you want to look at. I would recommend the first one probably, but it is up to you. So we have under the modules, right here, we have the PowerPoints. Under the recorded practice test, we have the PowerPoints as well as those practice tests, the exam reviews that, see, for example, this is exam 1 review from 1.1 to 2.4, so on and so forth. All right, so this is it, and I think you're ready to rock and roll. I wish you all best of luck and happy studying, everybody.